Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 22 rebuild. I haven't done a line rebuild in a while, so today I'm going to be doing one. And first things first, Jared Goff, I don't know why they lowered his overall throughout the year. I believe he started at 76 overall. If I'm being honest, for what he had to work with the Lions, I am honestly impressed with his performance. I know it wasn't ridiculous, but for what he did with what he had to work with, that's pretty impressive. I will say that. It was very impressive. Jared Goff, though, I don't think is the future in Madden. In real life, I still don't know. For what he had to work with, it may be good, but what he had to work with in LA was also awesome, but he didn't really put it up. This contract really says a lot, and it's going to be depending how he does this first year. So there's that. I know if you put him in a passing scheme, he will do better, but if I'm being honest, in Madden, I just don't really want him. I want to switch it up to a base 4-3. I just finished my Browns rebuild literally like 2 minutes ago. I always record back-to-back videos. Helps me a lot. And I found out that 4-3 in Miami's playbook really does help with the defense. I want to do a tank. I don't want to do a tankier necessarily. I want to set this team up for success the best I possibly can, but I also need a QB in the future. I don't know what that's going to be like. So I'm going to go with the Ravens playbook, if I can find it at any point near Ravens, in the vertical zone run, and try and get DeAndre Swift up to superstar dev. That would be huge. That's what I'm looking for because I know Jared Goff probably won't get to it, and with that contract, I just don't want him. Amon-Ra St. Brown is very, very good. He really picked up at the end of the season. At the beginning of the season, he wasn't getting that much reps, but he's pretty good. And I think Josh Reynolds is actually pretty solid as well. Quintus Cephas, we haven't really seen enough of. Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift. This is a pretty good offensive line. I will say that. I like the pick by the Lions to go with Penei Sewell. I know everyone's screaming, oh, you should have gone Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith was a great pickup as well, but this was a generational offensive tackle that two teams did pass up on that were projected to go with Penei Sewell. Either the Dolphins, who needed offensive linemen, or Bengals, who needed offensive linemen. They both passed it up. Generational offensive tackle. He did pretty good, even though Rashawn Slater, I think, was the best offensive lineman class. People can say Creed Humphrey was, but I would say Rashawn Slater overall would be the best. But still, Penei Sewell was a great pick, in my opinion, as well. So I still like the pick, and yeah, that's fine. T.J. Hawkinson, very underrated tight end. I don't think he gets talked about enough. I'm yawning. Sorry, I'm recording this late at night. Defensively, looking into it, it's a lot worse on the defensive side. I'm going to move Romeo Okwara down to left end, and I'm going to have to trade away Trey Flowers because I knew his contract is god-awful. It's just straight garbage. If I'm just being blunt about it, it's just really bad. Trey Flowers is going to have to go off this team. I'm going to keep Jared Goofball on the team for 1 year. Michael Brocker's contract I know is horrible as well. I'm pretty sure it is. If I can look into it, please. Go here. Yeah, that's bad. $12 million a year at one point, and he's going to be regressing the entire time. Trey Flowers, yeah, and Jeff Okudah is also here. I feel like he's more of a free safety build than anything. 6'1", 202. He's more of a safety build than anything, but I'm keeping there. I think Omani Oruwariye should get star dev, but I'm not going to give it to him. Yeah, so Trey Flowers, Michael Brockers. I'm going to try and trade away those guys right now to see what I can get for them. Trey Flowers, put him there, and Michael Brockers I want off the team as well. Be a bad team. Yep. Michael Brockers, Trey Flowers, and a third-round pick gets me the Chiefs' first-round pick. So now we have 3 first-round picks, not pricks. That'd be not okay to say. But, yeah, you guys know what I mean. It's not time to move into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 1-6. That is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to tank the team, but I also want DeAndre Swift getting reps. It looks like Jalen Thompson, QB out of Wisconsin, is now going to be the top QB prospect. It's going to be looking at him. Players are need to negotiate here. Let's see who we have. Jack Fox, of course, I want him back. Why not? He's a punter. Up the money for him. He is superstar dev. He's always in free agency, but not anymore. Charles Harris, Tracy Walker. Everyone else here is some hot garbage. So, anyways, I'm going to be looking to the roster to see if DeAndre Swift is playing at both my specialist positions because I don't want Jamal Williams taking the reps, which I'm sure he is. And he is. So let's move DeAndre Swift up. Practice squad, anyone of use here? Nope, no star players potentially. So anyways, guys, it's now time to move in to the playoffs. And here we are in the playoffs, beating the Packers. I didn't want that at all. 3-14. I'm assuming we're still the worst team. Hopefully, let's go to... I'm not even going to look at it. We'll find out in the draft. Jared Goff was awful, but obviously we are, running scheme. 32nd best offense, 29th best defense. 2,800 yards. Okay, you know what? Never mind. It doesn't matter if we were in a running scheme or not. You can't have more interceptions than you do have touchdowns. Jared Goff is gone. Oh, well, you were in a running scheme. I don't care if I'm in a running scheme. You had 450 attempts, and you threw 15 interceptions to 13 TDs. That's horrible. Anyways, DeAndre Swift, 14 TDs, 3.6 carry, not even 1,000 yards. Very disappointing season. Yeah, I'm upset by that. Anyways, Josh Reynolds, 4 TDs, 811 yards, not very impressive. Alex Anzalone, 123 tackles for a loss, 17 for Levi Onwuzurike, sacks, 4.5 for Romeo Okwara, interceptions, 6 for Alex Anzalone. That's nice to see. Safety, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. Horrible year for the team, so now it's time to move in to the offseason. And the Chiefs get their revenge on the Buccaneers as Melvin Ingram wins Super Bowl MVP, and Tom Brady isn't even on the Buccaneers because they removed him before the game started, so I'm assuming Kyle Trask made it his rookie year in Madden, technically, but secondary year in real life. Jared Goff has -5 morale. He's terrible. Offensive upgrades. Penei Sewell came with superstar dev. He didn't get it. Offensive lineman can't get superstar upgrades. Can't get any upgrades, matter of fact. Alex Anzalone, I would assume he should have got star dev, but he doesn't. This is probably the worst defense I've ever seen. So, apart from that, we're going to move into the re-sign players. I don't think there is anyone I want to re-sign, so we're going to have to make some big moves in free agency. Try to see what we can get here. And yeah, so see if the game will overload. It does. 2021 retirements. We are the NFC North, I believe. And are we? I believe so. Yeah, we are the NFC North. So nobody retires in the NFC North. Let's look at the players ready to negotiate here. And we got absolutely nobody of interest. So how much money do we have to spend? $79 million in free agency. Let's get into it. Here we are after free agency, picking up Casey Hayward Jr. We need all the help we can get. Got Marcus Williams, Younghoe Koo, and Mike Hughes. Huge secondary upgrade here. New free safety, 2 new defensive backs to help with Jeff Okudah. It's time to move into the draft. And with the number 2 overall pick in the draft, the Saints passed up going on a QB, so I believe they did re-sign Jameis Winston. We're going to go with the number 1 QB prospect in the draft, Jalen Thompson, 6'6", 231 pounds. Hidden development, 93 throw power. I like what we had there. And of course, he was the top QB on the board. Why would you not go with him? And we have pick number 7 as well. I'm going to go with a DB. Yes, let's go. Delonte Crothers, he's a different DB than the one that I looked at earlier. Hidden development, 6'1", 204. That's a big build. I'm going to move him back to strong safety. I like that. Nice pick at pick number 7. I like that a lot out of Penn State. And with another first-round pick, the Chiefs' first-round pick at pick 32, Cam Dixon, right guard, hidden development, 87 strength. That's going to complete our offensive line, and we are set on that. Okay, here we go. Ooh, Chris Meadows looks very good with the 97 speed. Very good overall, I would say. And here we are with the overlook of the team after the draft. Thompson, 74 overall. Nice pick. Meadows, my second-round pick. 77 overall, normal dev though, unfortunately. I saw he was really good. He had a deep route running. Yes, deep routes in 82, 97 speed, absolute demon. He's going to be great in the slot if I can put him there. So, I don't know why this guy isn't moving to right guard, so I'm going to have to cut this guy, Steenberg. Let's cut him, move up Dixon to right guard. I feel like that would just be better. Thompson's 74 overall. I got him some weapons here. I want my other guy to move. Crothers is a 76. I want my new receivers, Meadows, to move. Is it Meadows or Meadows? Meadows. I can't believe I've been saying Meadows this entire time. I'm retarded. Crothers is a 76 overall. He looks like a beast. I'm so glad I picked him. I very rarely ever pick defensive backs in the draft because there's so many in free agency that you can just easily snag. So our secondary has went from 0 to hero really quickly. Marcus Williams, Crothers, who was a great pick, Mike Hughes, Casey Hayward, and Jeff Okuda. We still need some huge edge rushers. That would be big time if we can get those. Offense is looking so good now. Super happy with what we had. I'm going to move Meadows to the slot position, and then we should be good. Go to, where is it? No, I need depth chart. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, I'll fix everything that I want, and I'll just see you guys in the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 5-2 top of the division, blowing out the Packers 50-17. Wow. Jalen Thompson has quite the impact on the team. TJ Hawkinson, of course, we're going to want you back. Let's get you on a big deal. Resign you. Only $8.96 million a year. I like that. Jamal Williams, no. Amon-Ra, that's honestly not bad depth and extremely cheap. Hell yeah, I want that back. And he resigns. Austin Seibert, no. We already have your replacement. Everyone else here is a no. So apart from that, guys, let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, making the playoffs, finishing 13-4, coming off a win to the Rams of the first round bye. Went from the number 2 overall pick to the number 1 seed. Wow, what a turnaround for a franchise. Stats and war, I'm sure Jalen Thompson is amazing. Amazing, almost MVP, I'm sure. And not even top 5, but 6th for MVP. Amazing year. Best offense in the NFL. Defensively, 11th for how bad it is. I mean, edge rushers aren't good and D-line isn't good, but we have great secondary. 5,100 yards, 42 TDs, 14 receptions. 70% completion rate is surprising. DeAndre Swift, okay, 11 TDs. Jamal Williams has 12. That doesn't make sense. 4.3 per carry, 1,200 yards. A lot better season than last season. And we're also in a passing scheme now. We're not even in a running scheme. Amon-Ra, St. Brown, 1,500 yards, 16 TDs. Amazing. 7 TDs and 1,000 yards for Chris Meadows. That should be a dev up because you can't have 1,000 yards and 7 TDs in a season and be like, yeah, you're a normal dev. You're just an average guy. Doesn't make sense. Quintus Cephas, same case, 1,000 yards, 6 TDs. Same case for him. Hawkinson had a great year with 9 touchdowns as well. And defensively, Delonte Crothers, 96 tackles, the strong safety. Tackles for a loss, 14 for Romeo Okwara. Sacks, 10 for Romeo Okwara. Interceptions, 4 for Crothers, who seems to be great. Safeties is 1 for Levi Onwuzurike and 1 for Aleem McNeil. Defensive touchdowns is 0. And apart from that, let's see what we got here. And we're going to see if we can beat someone in the divisional, whoever it is going to be. And it is going to be the Vikings. So we're 9-8. They're the division rivals. That usually ends up what's happening. Let's see if we can move on to the conference championship. And we do. 51-31 against the Vikings. Now let's see if we can beat the Philadelphia Eagles to move on to the Super Bowl. And here we are against the Philadelphia Eagles as it is 7-0 right now. Now 3-7, 10-3. Okay, 17-3, 17-10. Come on, we got to do something here. 13-17, 24-13. Come on, 21-24, 31-21, 38-21. That's going to see, yeah, we're getting blown out. 29-45. As soon as they started packing it on, I knew it was over. Unfortunate that we couldn't bring our rookie QB to the Super Bowl. He still had a great game. 2 interceptions, not good. Jalen Hurts had 5 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. Jesus, dude. Okay, whatever. Let's get to the offseason. And the Bills win their first ever Super Bowl as they beat the Eagles 30-24. Josh Allen wins Super Bowl MVP. And it looks like Jalen Thompson wins Offensive Rookie of the Year, so he should have at least superstar development. Let's see what we got here. Offensively, the upgrade. Superstar development for Jalen Thompson. Let's see if he already got that. And he did, so he only started off as star dev. Amon-Ra St. Brown gets superstar development. Meadows. I keep calling him Meadows. Dude, he should get star dev because he had 1,000 yards and 7 TDs as a rookie. And then I'm going to give it to Quintus Cephas because you don't put up 1,000 yards in a season and then just be like, yeah, sure, that's an average player. That's an average player at best. Doesn't make any sense. So we're going to give it to him here. And Cephas gets star dev as well. I like that. And Thompson, I'll let the CPU auto upgrade him. Dixon has only star dev. That's cool. Defensively, looking into it, Romeo Okwara stays the same dev, surprisingly. Crothers. Did you get this? Yeah, you were upgraded Superstar Dev because you also had Defensive Rookie of the Year. I didn't see that for some reason. Up on the awards board. Nobody else here got a development upgrade. Mike Hughes was already Superstar whenever I signed him. So I'm going to look at this again. Did Crowther seriously get it? No, it says defensive tackle Sidney Bates wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. I guess since we're NFC, that's different, so we won NFC Defensive Rookie of the Year. So let's move into the re-sign players here and see what we got. I think Quintez Cephas might be here. I think he will be, actually, so I will re-sign him. We have a receiving core, we have a running back, we have a quarterback, a complete offensive line, we have a tight end. We are good. Let's see the 2022 retirements. NFC North here, and it looks like a fullback for the Packers retires. That's fine. And let's see what else we have here. Players ready to negotiate. And Jamal Williams, Austin Seibert, Hunter Bryant. Nope, don't need anyone else there. Let's move into free agency with $51 million to spend. After free agency, we ended up picking Montez Sweat up. That's the only signing I had. I really liked the pickup. There was J.J. Watt there, but I withdrew my offer on J.J. Watt to go after Montez Sweat because Montez Sweat will progress instead of regress. So let's move to the draft. In the draft, my first round pick, Ricardo Wilson, 90 speed, blazing fast for a linebacker. I saw the B pursuit, A stamina, A impact block, B finesse moves. I thought he was good enough. Probably has a high overall, but no development, kind of like Meadows does. So we still have a first round pick though, another one. And I'm now picking up Dre Barber. 93 strength indicates he has a high overall, but he doesn't have a good development trait, which is unfortunate as well. 2 good picks, just no development traits. And in the second round, I'm picking up Nasir Short. Hidden development this time. So it looks like I'm going to put the other guy at left outside linebacker, my other first round pick, and start this one at middle linebacker so that way the other one can progress faster because outside linebackers progress a lot faster than middle linebackers. So this is the team after the draft, and we're looking pretty good offensively. Don't need to worry about that. Defensively, Wilson was a 75 overall, so he was a good pick. I was right about him. He just didn't have a development trait, which is unfortunate. The other guy's a 73 overall with hidden depth, so he's going to be the starting middle linebacker. As I said before, outside linebackers progress way quicker than middle linebackers, so I'm going to move him there. Nice job. He stays the same overall. McNeil. Oh, I didn't realize how young McNeil was. For some reason, I thought he was old. I was about to cut him. Barber is 74 overall. He seems to be pretty good. John Penisini. Nice name, dude. Your name literally has the word penis in it. Get screwed. Barber, he's a pretty solid defensive tackle. I picked him up at the end of the first round. Just no development trait. Again, it was a good pick. It was just not a good development trait. Unfortunate. But anyways, guys, apart from that, I would like Meadows back in my slot because he's a lot faster than Quintez Cephas, and he's just overall, I think, will be the better player than Cephas. So let's go to slot wide receiver. Let's move Meadows up here. I keep calling him Meadows throughout the entire rebuild. I know most people are probably pissed by that. Doesn't really matter to me. So now it's time to move into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a win to the Saints as we were on a bye week, 5-2, top of the division. Amazing for us once again. Hopefully we can do what we did last year back-to-back, but this time win a Super Bowl. DeAndre Swift, of course, I want him back, $5 million a year, and he resigns. Romeo Okwara, I don't know, man. 10 sacks in a season was great. Actually, that's a stupid cheap deal. I just came to realize that. So, yeah, I'm going to do that for an edge rusher. Oh, yeah. Jeff Okudah, I do want you back as well, even though you seem like a bust so far in real life. In real life, I know you have injury problems, but, like, for pick number 3, meh, not really that good. Jonah Jackson, yes, please. You're young and you have star dev. You're a part of our line. Quintez Cephas just had a 1,000-yard season. Star dev, 25 years old. Why would I not want you back? And you're stupid cheap. You're cheaper than DeAndre Swift. A guy with the last name of Penisini. Of course, I want you back as well. Why would I not want a guy with the last name of Penis back on my team? It's kind of sus, but it's fine. Anyways, apart from that, guys, it is now time to get into the playoffs. Here we are coming off a loss to the Vikings, unfortunately. I think they slip into the playoffs because of that win. They do not. The Giants slip in over them. That's fine, as we are going to make it at 11-6 behind the 12-5 Bears, so we're going to have a lower seed. I believe we have seed number 5. No, seed number 6. Here to face the 3rd seed, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who no longer have Tom Brady. I want to see who they do have at QB, though. I believe it would be Kyle Trask, not Bryle Brask or whatever I said. Doesn't really matter. QBs. Kyle Trask, 81 overall, star dev. That's similar to what I did whenever I rebuilt the Buccaneers. So let's look at the stats and awards here. Offensively, Jalen Thompson, another great year. Not going to be MVP, but he is going to have a great year. 8th for MVP this time. Slight down year from last year, but obviously he's still amazing. 7th best offense in the NFL. 17th best defense. Doesn't really make a lot of sense considering we had a better defense last season, and it was worse. 4,900 yards, 40 TDs, 15 receptions more than last year. DeAndre Swift, 13 TDs, 4.3 per carry, 1,100 yards. Similar to last year, but less carries, I think. Chris Meadows, 1,300 yards, 9 TDs. This is exactly why I wanted you in the slot. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 5 TDs, 1,200 yards. Quintus Cephas, almost 1,100 yards, 8 TDs. Looking into it defensively, Nazir Short, 134 tackles for a loss, 18 for Romeo Okwara, sacks, 19 for Montez Sweat, and 14 for Romeo Okwara. Wow, great season for both of them. Crothers continues to excel. 4 interceptions, safeties, 1 for Romeo Okwara, 1 for Levi Onwuzurike, 0 defensive touchdowns. Great year, amazing year for us. Let's see if we can beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to move on to the division round. I believe we could. Yes, we could. 28-24. Let's see if we can beat the 13-4 San Francisco 49ers. This is going to be a hard matchup. And we beat them 35-14. Now here to face our division rivals, the 12-5 Chicago Bears, to move on to the Super Bowl. So let's hop into it to see if we can beat them. Here we are against the Bears in the snow as it is 7-0 to start. Good starts. 3-7. Come on, we got to capitalize on these drives. Why are we punting in our opponent's territory? 14-3 against the Bears. Good job. 21-3 against the Bears at halftime. Nice stuff. 28-3. Ooh, no flashbacks from Tom Brady. Let's not make that happen again. 35-3 as we officially pull away. The game's too far gone. 35-6. They didn't even put up a touchdown. What a pitiful performance by the Bears. Justin Fields did nothing. 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Amazing way to come back and make it to the Super Bowl this time, as the Lions are off to their very first ever Super Bowl appearance. They have never appeared in the Super Bowl until now. Here we are in the Super Bowl, here to face the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are 10-7. Let's look into the roster to see if there is any development upgrades. Superstar X Factor QB and Jalen Thompson, no surprise there. Meadows has superstar development, no surprise there either. Super good player. And very good upgrades for us defensively. Romeo Okwara and Montez Sweat both get superstar dev. And Romeo Okwara is on a super cheap deal as well, which I love. So that is amazing that he got up. Short only has star dev. And what did I say? What did I say? You would progress way better at outside linebacker. So I'm glad I moved my first round pick to outside linebacker here, as he does get the star dev upgrade, as you can see there. Good stuff. I like that a lot. Crothers is good overall now. Very good team. Maybe just need an X Factor defensive tackle or maybe an outside linebacker in free agency. But either way, we have a Super Bowl team here. Let's see if we can beat the Jacksonville Jaguars in the Super Bowl. We are against the Jacksonville Jaguars as it is 3-0, 7-3 now, 6-7. We got to capitalize on that a little bit better. 9-10. Okay. 12-10. We haven't scored a touchdown yet. There it is. 19-10 against the Jaguars. Come on. 17-19, come on, 26-17, 20-26, come on, 6-point game, not a good thing. We should have gotten a field goal there. We just got gypped. We should have got a field goal within that red zone. We lost by 1 point. You see how close we were to that red zone? How did we not get a field goal? We have Younghoe Koo. Oh my gosh, that's so upsetting. We're going to lose the Super Bowl. Maybe we can get in the next season. Very unfortunate. Hate to see it, man. Let's get to the offseason. And Trevor Lawrence wins Super Bowl MVP as we lose. And there are no awards here for any of the Lions. I'm going to skip into the re-signs because we already saw the roster upgrades at the Super Bowl. Very unfortunate the way we lost, but it's still considered a successful rebuild because we did make it to the Super Bowl. That's what I consider a successful rebuild, is whenever you make it to the Super Bowl at least. So, 2023 retirements. Let's see what we have here. NFC North. Okay. No one on the Lions retires. Players ready to negotiate. Nobody here that I want. Nobody here that I want at all. So apart from that, guys, let's get into free agency and get a defensive tackle or another linebacker. Here we are after free agency, as I ended up picking up Deion Jones. I'm probably going to move the Nazir guy, or Nasir is how I believe you pronounce it, over to right outside linebacker, or I'm just going to draft another inside linebacker in this upcoming draft and move him to outside linebacker, because linebacker, Right outside linebacker is the only position we need anymore. Picked up Chidobe Awuzie. That's because the CPU decided to cut Casey Hayward Jr. and I didn't even notice, because once your player is older, the CPU will just cut players, even though they're a higher overall. I don't know why. Michael Pierce is a guy that I got as well. I turned off the restriction for the CPU to start cutting players, so let's move to the draft. In the draft, I'm picking up Keith Toomer, normal dev, right outside linebacker. Unfortunate how he turned out, but it is what it is, I guess. So I'm just going to skip to the end of the draft now. And this is the team after the draft in the fourth and final season as well. Looking into it defensively, what do we got? We're looking pretty good. Toomer's only 72 overall, so short. I'm going to move short to right outside linebacker just because it'll solidify a right outside linebacker a little bit better, I would say. We have a decent second string middle linebacker. I'm also going to pick another middle linebacker up from free agency, probably just to give us more depth at that position. Defense is looking very, very good. I really like what we picked up, especially in the offseason. Oh, Casey Hayward didn't get cut. He just regressed really hard. That's my fault. Either way, we have quite the depth at DB, our lowest DB being Amon-Ra, who's on a cheap deal. And yeah, I like what we got. I'm going to get into free agency really quickly here and try to get a middle linebacker. Probably a Dante Hightower will be there. Something that's above. Ooh, we could get Marcus Peters, but I don't really need him. So middle linebacker, Denzel Perryman, Jalen Smith, 73 overall. Perryman's a 75 overall. So, oh, actually, I can't sign him. I'm in negative cap. That is unfortunate. So apart from that, guys, it is time to move in to the playoffs, not the midseason mark, because we don't need it. Here we are in the playoffs, making the playoffs, finishing 11-6, coming off a win to the Cardinals as we take a first seed, as we are seed number 2. Not take a first seed, I mean take the division. Now we have seed number 2. Stats and awards, let's see what we got here. That has to be MVP QB. Dang it, third for MVP, close to it though. Best in passing yards and touchdowns, 13th passer rating. Best offense in the NFL, second best defense. 5,100 yards, 46 TDs, more interceptions each and every year. I don't like that, but he did have a better season than last season. DeAndre Swift, more carries than last season, 1,400 yards, 5.0 per carry, 13 TDs. That should be a dub up. Very good year. 5.0 is very hard to get. Meadows, 1,300 yards, 9 TDs. Amon-Ra, Brown, 9 TDs, 1,200 yards. Quinta Cephas, 1,200 yards, 14 TDs. These guys have all been consistent throughout this rebuild. So happy. And T.J. Hawkinson even getting 9 TDs and almost 1,000 yards. Very consistent. Very happy with these guys. Defensively, Deion Jones, the most tackles on team, tackles for a loss. 21 for Michael Pierce, 15 for Romeo Okwara. Sacks, 15 for Montez Sweat, 13 for Romeo Okwara. Interceptions, 4 for Deion Jones. Safeties on team is going to be 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. You know what I just realized throughout this rebuild? I was like, how do I have negative cap room if I don't even have to pay a QB? That's because I've been paying a QB this entire time. His name is Jared Goff. I completely forgot that this guy's on my team. He's a 5-star QB. Not 5-star, 5-star captain. There's an overall cut limit. My bad. I have to lower his overall so that way I can cut him, because I set a cut limit for the CPU just to start not cutting random players. So let's just lower his awareness just a little bit. Gets him to a 72 overall. And I know for the teams that may want him somehow in the playoffs, can't really have him now, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to cut him. He doesn't deserve the Super Bowl win because he did nothing to participate in the Super Bowl win. I was wondering why I didn't have any, and I mean any, money left for some reason. So let's... Sure, Chase Edmonds as a second string back now that we have $29 million in free agency. Middle linebackers, Denzel Perryman. Might as well get him as well. I like that. And Blake Martinez. Might as well get him as well. Get all those guys up and ready for this matchup against the Bears because it is the fourth and final season. I'm not even going to play in any of these games. I might play in the Super Bowl if we do get there. I actually will play in the Super Bowl if we get there. Hopefully we can see if we can beat the 9-8 Chicago Bears, who are the division rivals of us. Let's see if we can beat them. We did all that work just to lose. 45-20. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I thank you guys all for watching. It was a successful rebuild because I did make it to the Super Bowl. We did successfully have a great group. And if I did another season, I'm sure we would win the Super Bowl. We made it to the Super Bowl, and we won a conference championship, lost a conference championship, and went to a Super Bowl and lost a Super Bowl. Very unfortunate. As the Niners beat the Bills in the Super Bowl, as Trey Lance wins Super Bowl MVP. There are no lines here for the yearly awards. So let's look at the roster to see if there is any development upgrades, to see what the final team looks like. I'm going to give DeAndre Swift Superstar Dev because 5.0 per carry and that many touchdowns is not an easy thing to achieve. So I will just give him Superstar Dev just to give him the final look of what this team looks like, because, might as well just create memories if I'm going to be playing this game so much as I do. Superstar Dev, let's give him that. And he's good. Meadows and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now, Cephas should have X Factor. He had 14 touchdowns in a season. I'm not going to give it to him, but he had 14 touchdowns and 1,200 yards. The dude was a freak. Defensively, looking into it, Sweat should get X Factor, I think, and Arquara did pretty good as well. So apart from that, guys, thank you guys all for watching this. It's really appreciated. Let me know which team you'd like me to rebuild next, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.